At Thanksgiving, Dad unfolded a chair and said, "You can eat in the hallway and we're short on seats." My sister smirked, "Even the dog got a spot before you." I looked around, even her toddler had a booster chair. I picked up my pie, smiled, and said, "Good luck explaining the bill I left on your plate." I walked out and heard shouting before I reached the stairs. "Just grab a plate and find somewhere to sit," Dad said without looking at me. When I reached for a chair, he unfolded one and added, "You can eat in the hallway. We're short on seats." The laughter that followed felt heavier than the sound itself. My sister Harper smirked. "Even the dog got a spot before you." Everyone chuckled. Even Mom pretended not to notice. The turkey sat untouched in front of me, golden, perfect, surrounded by the family who never left space for me. I picked up the pumpkin pie I'd brought, the one nobody thanked me for, and smiled. "Good luck explaining the bill I left on your plate," I said, calm as ever. Silence. Then shouting started behind me before I even reached the stairs. "My name's Noah Keene, 26, the quiet one, the responsible one, the guy who keeps everyone else afloat but somehow still ends up standing in the hallway. I don't raise my voice. I never have to. People underestimate silence until it's all that's left of you. I used to believe keeping peace meant keeping quiet. Now I know silence only protects the ones who enjoy watching you swallow your pain. There's a lot they don't know about me, and one truth I've kept locked away. A truth I brought to dinner tonight, waiting for the right moment to serve it cold. Harper, 31, loud, sharp, and allergic to gratitude. She talks like she's the center of every sentence. Dad, Charles, old school, proud, the kind of man who believes authority means never apologizing. Mom, Evelyn, soft-voiced, eyes always down, her guilt wrapped in denial. And me, Noah, the one who paid their bills when the house nearly went under, the one who owes them everything. At the table, Harper waved her wine glass. "You never stick around long enough to be part of this family." Dad muttered, "He's too busy acting like he's above us." Mom whispered, "Stop it, please," but didn't look at me. That's her version of love, pretending she can't see the damage. And yet, in the middle of their words, I caught it. A glance between Dad and Harper. Something secret. Something heavy. I didn't call it out. Not yet. "About that loan," Dad started, avoiding my eyes. Harper set down her fork, a little too fast. "What loan?" I asked. My voice didn't shake. "The mortgage," Mom said softly. "We had to take care of things." Harper jumped in. "Relax, it's not like you'll miss it. You make plenty." My chest tightened. "You used my name again, didn't you?" No one answered. Dad cleared his throat. "You wouldn't understand the pressure. We're family. It's the same thing." I laughed once, dry. Funny. Family only means shared debt when it's convenient. The air froze, and in that silence, Harper's phone buzzed. Her eyes flickered, a message she didn't want me to see. That's when I knew. This wasn't just about money. Dad slammed his hand on the table. "You're being ungrateful, Noah. After everything we've done for you." "Everything you've done?" I asked quietly. "Like taking my college savings to fix Harper's car, or using my credit to buy this house?" Harper scoffed. "You offered." "I was 19, Harper. You cried in the kitchen and said you couldn't get to work. What was I supposed to do?" No one spoke. The clock ticked louder than words. Mom wiped her eyes. "We only wanted to keep this family together." "Then why am I always the one holding it up?" I whispered. I looked at each of them, slow and steady. Then I said, "You might want to check the mail tomorrow." Harper's face dropped. "What does that mean?" But I just leaned back and smiled, the calm kind of smile that makes people nervous. I remember the night I learned what betrayal really feels like. I was 21, working 2 jobs. Mom called crying, said Dad lost his pension, said they needed help with the mortgage or they'd lose the house. I wired everything I had, every cent. Later that week I saw photos online, Harper in Miami, Family trip, the caption read. Thanks to my amazing parents. I didn't confront them then. I told myself they must have had their reasons, but that was the night I stopped being their son and became their safety net. Even now, I can still smell the coffee I spilled that night. The paper receipt crumpled in my hand, my chest tight with disbelief, and Mom knew. She knew the truth, but she never said a word. Tell him, I said now, watching Dad shift in his chair. Harper froze. Tell him what? Dad's jaw tightened. Noah, don't start. Oh, I think it already started, I said. When you two used my social security number to open that credit line last year, Mom gasped. You knew? I've known for months. I was just waiting to see how far you'd go. Harper stood, trembling. You can't prove anything. I don't need to. The bank can. The room spun into chaos, shouting, tears, excuses, and all I could think was how long I'd let them take pieces of me and call it love. Dad yelled, You'll destroy this family, I whispered. No, you already did. The house felt smaller, like the walls were folding in. Mom was crying, Harper was pacing, and Dad sat silent, his pride finally cracking. You could have come to us, Mom sobbed. I did, I said softly. I came to you every time I needed family and you treated me like a backup plan, Harper whispered. You'll regret this. No, I said. For the first time, I won't. I stood, pushed in my chair. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. Mom grabbed my sleeve, desperate. You can't just walk away. I looked at her, tired, sad, but free. Watch me. I stepped outside. The cold hit my face like a wake-up call. Behind me, their voices blurred into the wind. Guilt, fear, denial, all mixed into the noise of a house I once called home. Harper ran after me, tears streaking her makeup. Noah, wait. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I turned, quiet. You always say that. Right after it goes too far. She looked small for the first time in her life. So that's it? I nodded. That's it. Freedom didn't come with fire or fury. It came with the sound of my own footsteps, steady, leaving, and for the first time, they didn't echo behind me. Weeks passed. The house was sold. The debts landed where they belonged. I moved into a small apartment overlooking the city, quiet, clean, mine. Sometimes I still replay that night in my head. Not the shouting, the silence after. That silence meant peace. I don't hate them. Not anymore. Hate keeps you tethered to what broke you. I just let go. I stopped being the hallway seat in my own story. And when I look in the mirror now, I finally recognize the man looking back. For the first time, I whispered one night, I don't carry their weight anymore. If you were in my place, would you forgive them or walk away for good? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Share your thoughts. Someone out there needs to hear they're not alone. Like if you've ever carried someone else's weight and finally learned to let it go. Subscribe for more real stories, where silence breaks, truth speaks, and healing begins.